Tell you what.
All right, Dan.
I'll tell you what, Mr. Moneybags. I'm gonna make this more interesting for you. How about we double it? $2 million. $2 million says I beat your boy Dylan Danis. I know you're gonna see this. I know you're gonna see this clip.
God damn.
You're coaching him. You're guiding him. He's definitely gonna show up, right? Yeah, fuck you. Both of you are all bark, no bite. $2 million that says I beat your boy. I will send you the contract tomorrow.
Wow.
But no, he's not gonna respond. All bark, no bite.
And like, there's something about like calling somebody out, which you immediately respect them a little bit more, like willing to put yourself out there for a fight.
Make a new name for yourself. Look at what has happened to Michael Perry. You know, one of our big stars here, the king of violence. He titles himself, and you know he's had such a rise in the sport. Now he's up against you know, a little dweeb of a thing in a fight this weekend that we're all rooting.
Joe Rogan didn't hold back when Logan Paul turned down a fight with Conor McGregor. One of the most hyped influencers in the combat world had the opportunity to step into the ring with a legend, and what did he do? He politely declined. Naturally, Joe couldn't get that go unnoticed. Logan who now gutsily bat on like a glass challenge, you know, back down the moment he was faced with a real challenge, slowly festered in a cheap lawn chair.
I would like to fight Conor. I think it'd be really cool.
Do you think that you're too big for him?
I could cut to 185, and he's.
But size-wise, Conor was most effective at 145.
Yeah, but we'll always come back to like, he's a professional fighter. I'm a YouTuber, you know, and so that's supposed to be the give and take of it. Like, why would I, a YouTuber who's own one, have any business beating the great Conor McGregor?
Conor McGregor is due to fight Logan Paul, not to be confused with Jake Paul, in India, for $250 million each. $250 million is more than Tyson and Usyk combined. Not even close. For just Conor will make more than Usyk and Fury made combined.
Jake Paul, Conor McGregor. Is that fight happening or what?
Probably not, no.
Are you closed off to it completely?
I'm never completely closed off to anything. I used to say that about, you know, things, but I don't say that anymore. Because you never know. You never know what could happen.
Let's not pretend this was just another fight. This was Conor McGregor, the trash-talking, headline-grabbing Irish icon. This match had the potential to smash pay-per-view records, give Logan some real credibility. He gained some real credibility, and finally a proof if he could actually fight. But no, Logan passed, solidifying his reputation. That's the guy who dodges fight but never does drum. What?
My only concern too is if Conor doesn't take this serious, and like kind of moseys in, he's partying, you know, I think he'd get fucked up. That's what's interesting to me. Now, if it's prime Conor, Logan might get pieced up. One point, you gotta get it with the Paul brothers. One fought Mike Tyson, the other's fighting Conor McGregor. No matter how you feel about it. The right to fight Logan Paul, and Dana hates the Pauls. You know how Dana holds grudges. We know how he holds grudges. For him to be in cahoots with the Paul brothers in any facet.
Joe Rogan didn't hold back when calling out the absurdity of Logan Paul's decision. He mocked how the YouTube star turned WWE sideshow managed to craft a storyline even more ridiculous than his scripted matches. With biting sarcasm, Rogan quipped that only Logan could pass up a fight of a lifetime against a website city of the richest star, set in a legendary venue like May B22.
I would assume Logan's very busy. I would assume that he probably didn't come up with this on his own. I would assume that someone probably came to him with this project. This is just total assumption, guessing on my part.
So we have text messages from behind the scenes. A lot of people, the people who were responsible for it say Logan kind of spearheaded the idea. And he says he spearheaded the idea.
So it was his idea.
Logan Paul's reputation as a fighter has always been shaky, to say the least. His highlights in the ring include a split decision loss to KSI and a disqualification win over Dylan Danis. Not exactly a resume to brag about. Joe Rogan didn't hold back in analyzing the Danis debacle, dismissing it as more of a circus act than a legitimate boxing match. Rogan pointed out that Danis threw fewer punches in 6 rounds than most people do during a warm-up on a punching bag. As for Logan's big win, it came only because Danis attempted a mid-fight chokehold. That's not a victory, Rogan quipped. That's an escape from embarrassment.
Conor McGregor and Logan Paul are featured as part of the historic Visit India tourism campaign, so it's government funded, yeah? It's a clash in Mumbai, iconic stadium. The two will be rewarded for their efforts, with McGregor set to walk away with $250 million. That's more than to fight Floyd.
Let's get back to Conor McGregor. Love him or hate him, McGregor brings unmatched star power and credibility. Sure, he hasn't fought since 2021 and his record isn't flawless, but even a half-broken McGregor is miles ahead of Logan Paul. Alan, Rogan didn't mince words, saying McGregor could demand words, saying McGregor could dismantle Logan's won a professional fight, blindfolded, no LOS, and still finish the fight in under 3 rounds.
The event will be funded by the Ambani family dynasty, the richest in India. See how much they're worth? So 500 million has to be pennies for them. So India's Ambani family tops Forbes list of Asia's richest families. You know how rich you got to be Asia's richest family? Singapore, India's Ambani family tops 2017 Forbes list.
The proposed $150 million payday for each fighter was another detail Joe Rogan couldn't help but mock. $250 million, that's not just life-changing money. That's buy your own island and never see a Paul brother again money, Rogan quipped. And yet, Logan walked away from it. Either he has more money than the brains, or he knows exactly how badly. Logan Paul, the self-proclaimed internet sensation turned wannabe fighter, seems determined to uphold the family legacy. As Jake Paul's older brother, Logan shares more than last name. He shares a talent for cherry-picking opponents. Jake, the undisputed king, has curated fights, ruled famously the terror boxers until he had no choice. I felt Logie Hull, he's no different. That will just walk me that close to the truth. Just
I would love to do a UFC fight.
Man, who the hell are you gonna fight, bro?
Who do you want me to fight, Mike?
Maybe Conor or something like that.
remember Jake's so-called legendary challenge to Mike Tyson? That wasn't just a random choice. Tyson, now in his 50s, is far from his prime. Sure, he's still a boxing icon, but let's be honest. This isn't the same Iron Mike. Logan's fight history mirrors this formula perfectly. A match against Floyd Mayweather, a 50-0 boxing legend, sounds impressive until you realize it was an exhibition with 0 stakes. Floyd didn't even bother training as he would for a real fight, and Logan still barely landed a punch. Meanwhile, Jake has kept busy fighting. At this rate, the Paul brothers might as well trademark strategic opponent selection.
Yeah,
with
Jabberjaw. Great, man. G and Jake Gyllenhaal.
That might work. I don't know what was going on there.
Oh, you know what was going on, brother. You know what was going on.
When Conor McGregor's name entered the conversation, it was Logan Paul's chance to break the mold, to step into the ring with someone. Joe Rogan didn't just criticize the decision, he explored the psychology behind it. According to Rogan, this isn't about money or fame. Logan thrives in controlled environments. In WWE, his moves are scripted. In Misfits boxing, he cherry-picks opponents who barely pose a threat. But McGregor, that's a whole different game. Stepping into the ring with McGregor means facing stuff, and that's the heart of it. Logan Paul isn't a fighter. He's a showman. His career revolves around creating spectacles, not proving his mettle. As Rogan put it, Logan doesn't want to be a fighter. He wants to look like a fighter. The Mumbai angle added another layer of absurdity. The fight was supposed to be part of India's Visit India tourism campaign, a concept Rogan couldn't resist mocking. Imagine flying halfway across the world to watch Logan Paul get knocked down in front of 300 screaming fans. But Rogan didn't stop there. He turned his sights on influencer boxing as a whole, calling it a sideshow masquerading as a sport. To Rogan, the Logan Paul is the poster child for this phenomenon. We've gone from gladiators fighting for honor to influencers playing dress up in the ring, Rogan lamented. He was palpable, but his critique touched straight to the...
Now, if it's prime Conor, Logan might get pieced up. At one point, you gotta get with the Paul brothers. One fought Mike Tyson, the other's fighting Conor McGregor. You know how you feel about it.
Logan Paul's entire persona is built on marketing and theatrics. As Joe Rogan pointed out, Logan's decision to reject the McGregor fight isn't just a missed opportunity. It's a blatant admission that he's not ready for the big leagues. Logan talks a big game, but when it's time to back it up, he's nowhere to be found. He's like a wrestler who bolts out of the ring the moment the bell rings. And yet Logan Paul somehow keeps winning, not in the ring, but in the court of public attention. Rogan admitted that Logan's decision to duck McGregor might actually work to his advantage. This guy knows how to spin anything into a narrative, Rogan said.
Did you guys see the Logan Paul, Conor McGregor shit? Who wins in that fight? I think Logan Paul.
I mean, we haven't seen Conor fight in a while.
I feel like Logan Paul, at his size, when he fought Floyd too, that was years ago. He's like been training. He's in fucking insane shape.
Man, I wish Conor wasn't doing these types of things.
Joe wrapped up his rant with a question that hits the core of the issue. At what point do we stop pretending Logan Paul is a real fighter? He's a marketer, a showman, a walking billboard. But a fighter? Not even close. Logan's connection to Jake Paul makes it all too clear. This isn't about the sport of fighting. It's about the spectacle, brother. So what can we expect from Logan? More of the same, whether it's exhibitions or carefully cherry-picked matches. And while that strategy might keep his brand intact, it also exposes the truth. Logan Paul is more interested in controlling his narrative than taking on real challenges. As Joe Rogan put it, if Logan ever decided to stop playing it safe and she fight, let me know. Until then, I'll stick to watching real fighter. What do you think? Is Logan Paul too scared to face a real fighter, or is he just too busy starring in his own circus? Drop your thoughts in the comments. See if anyone who come up with a new excuse, more restrictions.